everybody, what is up? Happy Friday evening. Whoop whoop. I'm super excited to hop in here with you guys and chat it up with you guys about mindset, mastery, and personal development. Listen, this is probably one of the most important things you can do for yourself and in your business. And I'm super excited to share with you guys some of my top tips for helping you in that department, okay? So do me a favor, as you're hopping on, please feel free to say hello in the comments below. Let me know that I am live inside of the Dreamers, that you can hear me and that you can see me, please, pretty please, because as we all know, sometimes things on Facebook are a little janky, and I just want to make sure I am visible and everybody can see me and all that other kind of stuff. Hey Tina, what is up? How are you doing, love? What is going on? How is your Friday night? Okay, I'm going to dive right in because I don't want to keep you guys on here too long for a Friday evening. So I'm just going to dive right in and tell you guys, number one, like a couple of things on why this is important, because until you master your mind, you cannot master anything else. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina, for confirming. If you can master your mind, you can conquer anything. Seriously. I always tell people our minds are our strongest asset, but they are also our weakest link. And I'll explain why. Because what you think about, you bring about. I don't know if that is a true statement for you guys, but I have lived it, I have learned it, I have grown to love it, okay? What you think about, you bring about. And if you don't think that you can succeed, if you don't think that you can achieve the goals that you're going for, if you don't think that even if it is massive and it's the last day of the month, it doesn't matter. If you do not believe that it can happen, it absolutely won't happen. Have y'all heard that saying before? Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Have y'all ever heard that before? Hey Tara, what's going on, love? It's a true statement, and here's the reason why. No matter what is going on, what the circumstances are, what the odds are stacked against you, that's where the rooting for the underdog comes from. That's where the entire term underdog comes from, is because those people achieve things that just they shouldn't have even been able to, should not have even been able to. It was just like a Hail Mary, what they call in like sports, saving grace, divine intervention, whatever you want to call it. All of those things exist because things happen in people's lives that shouldn't have even happened. They have no clue how it happened or what happened, okay? And that all starts right here. It all starts right here. And I'm going to tell you my 3 keys to success when it comes to your mind. And I have my notes here, so if I'm looking down, y'all forgive me. But I wanted to keep it kind of short. And anybody that knows me knows I'm like really wordy. So I had to like write notes to make sure I like stayed on track and didn't like go on and on and on and keep y'all on here all night long, okay? Can y'all feel me on that? Anyway, so the first key to success is believing in yourself. Believing that you can do it, believing that you can achieve it, believing that you can conquer that goal. That is the first key. You have got to get it in your heart, and you have got to believe that you can do it before it'll ever even happen. If it is not in here, it can't happen, because you're not going to do what is required to make it happen because it's not in your heart. You ever heard that saying, do things with heart? That's why. Because until it's in your heart, you can't make it happen. So the first key is to believe that you can achieve it. You have to believe that you can achieve it. The second key to success is to conquer your fears. Y'all, who's scared? Am I dealing with anybody that's scared? Are you scared to go live? Are you scared to reach out to that friend that you really want to reach out to, but you're so afraid she's going to say no? Are you afraid to talk to people in public? Are you afraid to like make new friends and make that post in that group and make new connections or anything like that? Are you living in fear? Did something happen to the sound, or is it me? Oh my God, tell me nothing happened to the sound. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I think Tara can hear me because she responded. Okay, so if you're dealing with fear, conquer your fear. And how do you do that, right? Like, how do you do that? Like, it sounds so easy, but it's not, because when you're scared of something, you literally don't move, right? You don't move. You stay still. And when you stay still, you stay stagnant. And usually when people are fearful, what's the first thing you do when something scares you? You stop and you freeze, right? Like if something jumps out or you see somebody walking up or whatever, you literally like stop and you just like, you pause. Okay, that is what fear is doing in your business. It is keeping you still. It is keeping you paused. My number one way to encourage you guys to get over your fears in your business is whatever you have fear of in life, go do that very thing. Go do it. Like seriously, if you can conquer the very thing that you're scared of in your life, what comes in business is going to be like nothing. Are you afraid of heights? Go skydiving. Are you afraid of... I don't know. What are some of the fears out there, y'all? What are some of the like life fears? I don't know. I can't even think of any. I conquered fear so long ago. I still get nervous. Don't get me wrong. It's a very real reaction and it's okay. It is absolutely okay. I still get nervous. I still get scared to do things. The difference is I show up and do them anyway, because that's the only way you learn to get over those fears, is to still show up and do them anyway. It's the only way. Only way. Faith and fear cannot exist in the same space. So if you're believing in yourself and having faith in yourself, but you're scared, one is like counteracting the other. It's contradicting the other, okay? It can't exist in the same space. So you need to overcome your fears. The third key to success is to be freaking bold, y'all. Be so bold. Own it, okay? Don't apologize for it. Don't shy away from it. Don't run away from it. Be bold in who you are, because your audience, that's who they want to see. That's who they want to connect with. They don't want some fake person who's, pretending to be something that they're not. They want the real, authentic you. So go share it with somebody. Go share it with everybody, because somebody out there needs exactly who you are. You are somebody's light at the end of the tunnel. You are somebody's answer to a prayer. You are something for somebody else, but you have got to be you to make that happen. Okay, so here's the thing, right? It's easy to like spout off, okay, don't do this, do that, do this, don't do that. But like how, right? If it were easy, if like we could all just jump up and say, okay, I'm not going to be scared anymore. Like none of us would have fears, right? If it were that easy, right? What can you do to pour into yourself to do these things that I'm talking about here? To believe in yourself, to get it in your heart, to overcome your fears, and to be bold. Be bold enough to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I know you've been struggling financially and this may not be the thing for you, but girl, this is changing my life and I know it could change yours too. If you're open to it, would you be available to check out a 5-minute video or 30-minute video, or to talk for 5 minutes, or can we meet for coffee, or whatever, right? Like do something that is going to get you out there and bold. But if it was easy enough to do, we would all be doing it. We wouldn't be scared. We wouldn't be scared to send those kind of messages, right? So what can you do to start overcoming some of those we'll call them problems? I'm one of those people, I like to focus more on solutions than problems. When somebody comes to me with a problem, I'm like, you got 3 minutes to focus on this problem, and then we're going to spend 5 times the amount of time on a solution, right? Spend more time on a solution than a problem. So the problem here is a lot of times we're scared. Hey, Randy, what's up? A lot of times, a lot of us are scared. A lot of times, we don't believe in ourselves, or we're scared. We've let other people tell us, how ridiculous it is, or you're never going to succeed, or we've been beat down in life and we've been believing the lies that people have been telling us about ourselves. A lot of times, all of those things get in the way, and they're very real things. I do not want to negate that, okay? They're very real things. But what can you do to start getting over some of that stuff? You've got to start feeding your mind positivity. You have to. And for some people, they think that's fake. They're like, oh, life isn't just all positive or whatever. No, it's not. Life can be really crappy. I'm just going to be real honest, okay? Sometimes people get bad and dealt hand, or get dealt a bad hand. But what you do with that and your reactions to that is what changes those circumstances and those situations. And it is the exact same thing in your business. Until you start feeding your mind to offset all the crap either you yourself have been telling yourself, or something other people have been telling you, or that one friend that it just got you in the gut, how terrible they thought of this, or you, or your business, or whatever. Until you start pouring in positivity into your mind, you cannot get anything back out. All you're going to get is constant fear, constant worry, constant scared, and just staying stuck, okay? So what do you need to do? You got to reprogram your brain. It's not that difficult. I mean, heck, let's undo 40 years of freaking, all that other crap, right? It's easy. No, I'm just kidding. You got to reprogram your brain, and how you do that is by personally developing. If you are not personally developing, you are missing the freaking mark. Who is into personal development? Anybody? Just go ahead and put a hand raise, or me, or whatever in the comments below. Who is into personal development? If you are not, I am going to heavily encourage you to get into it. Personal development changed the entire course of my business. If I wouldn't have started personally developing 2 years ago, I would not be here right now sharing a live with you guys on something that is probably one of my strongest assets, which is motivation and inspirational speaking. Okay? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. You have got to be developing your mind and your heart, and until you start doing that, you're going to struggle in all of these areas of your life. Listen, here's the thing. The other thing I want to talk to y'all about before I go into personal development tools and resources. Who suffers from compare-itis? Y'all, I suffered from compare-itis for a year and a half, and it sucked. It sucked real bad. comparing myself to somebody else, comparing myself to somebody else's journey, looking at somebody else like, man, how are they going so fast? You know, I've barely been able to do this and they're already like skyrocketing over here and, you know, being asked to speak on stage and doing all these things. And I'm barely able to, you know, get a couple of customers or, you know, have a team member and so on and so forth. Y'all, the struggle like used to be so real. I'm not going to even lie with y'all. It used to be so real. I had been there, done that. You are not in network marketing this many years and have not had some struggles, okay? But compare-itis is the thief of all things, okay? It is the thief of all dreams. It is the thief of all joy. You cannot compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 21. You have no idea what that person went through prior to from when you started watching their success or their journey or whatever. You have got to understand your journey is your journey. Do not dilute your journey by trying to compare yourself to somebody else. You're stealing yourself of your own story. Your story is what's going to motivate somebody else. And if you're busy comparing yourself to somebody else, you're never going to develop into your story that can go help somebody else. And that was a whole lot of somebody else. If you followed that and understood me, you are really good. Okay. Anyways, don't steal your power and your story by trying to compare yourself to somebody else. Okay. So don't do that to yourselves. Personal development. Let's talk about it. I wrote down a couple of resources, that I use for personal development. And this is where I started. When I first started personally developing, this is where I started and this is what I did, okay? And I'm just walking you through it. I'm not saying it's going to work for you, but what I am saying is it changed my life and my business wholeheartedly, 100%, hands down, a complete 180, okay? So give it a try. The worst that's gonna happen is you stay right where you are. But the best thing that's gonna happen is you'll have an Erica moment and life and business will change for you. And that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do. Thank you so much, Sadie. I appreciate that. All right, so what do I use for personal development? Y'all, who's into, like, are you an audio person or are you like to read like hands-on book in your hand, or do you like to, I'm an audio person. When it comes to books, I can't read books because while I'm reading them, like my brain just starts going off into la la land. I think it's the ADD, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that right now. So I'm going to give you just a couple of tools or resources that I use. If you are a Christian, okay, and it's okay if you're not, I'm not getting ready to, you know, hellfire and brimstone. But if you are a Christian, the Holy Bible is the first thing that you should be picking up to read every single morning and before your head hits the pillow. If you're not a Christian, that's okay. Don't pick up the Holy Bible. But if you are, the Holy Bible is your number one personal development book, period. Okay? If you are a Christian, do you agree or do you agree? Okay. Secondly, one of the things that changed for me is listening to, if you have Spotify on your phone, you need to go look up Fearless Motivation. Fearless Motivation will have you so fired up on a daily basis, people will be asking you, are you high? I get asked this all the time. Like, have you been drinking? Or I'm like, no, I just drink my little coffee, take my little supplement, and I'm just a happy person, okay? Fearless Motivation on Spotify is powerful. So what I did is when I was taking a shower and getting dressed, when I was in the car taking the kids to school, back when they went to public school, when I was on my way to the grocery store, when I was cooking dinner, when I was doing anything that did not require my attention, like, you know, my children, I had Fearless Motivation going in my ear. If my kids were around and they were watching a movie, I'd have a Bluetooth in my ear. Y'all, turn off the TV, turn off the prime time, turn off the junk TV and the reality TV because it's not doing anything to feed your mind or your business. And turn on some Fearless Motivation because it will have you so fired up, you can't help but get up and get out and go do something to help your business and advance your business, okay? Yes, Fearless Motivation on Spotify is absolutely freaking incredible. It's different speakers. It's like a compilation. Some of them are very mild. Some of them are very loud. Some of them are very exciting. But Fearless Motivation on Spotify is probably one of my absolute favorites. If you are a YouTube person, y'all, I'm that type of person, like when people are coaching me personally, because I've dealt with coaches in fitness and business and all kinds of stuff, I'm one of those people, I like you to kind of get in my face, like drill sergeant style. I understand that's not everybody's style. It's okay if it's not. I got a couple resources for you, but that's totally my style. So some of these are going to be that type of thing. But if you're on YouTube, there are four people I highly recommend you follow and watch their videos. One is going to be Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas right now is one of the number one motivational speakers in the entire freaking universe right now. I just went to his 1% conference in New Orleans last month, or actually it was this month. And he is absolutely incredible. He is most known for the one that made him famous, so to speak, is the how bad do you want it? Until you want it as bad as you want to breathe. it won't happen, okay? And that is what he is notorious for, is the how bad you want it. So Eric Thomas, Ercthomas, he is incredible. He's loud, he's passionate, he's powerful, but he's amazing, okay? Number 2 is going to be Billy Allsbrook, Allsbrook. He is another one that's kind of like, he does his motivation kind of like a rap song, like he does it to kind of like music, but his story is so powerful. The stuff that he went through as a kid, he was told he would never amount to anything. He was into like, the drugs and the gangs and all of that and turned his life around. His story is powerful, and what's even more powerful are his motivational speeches, okay? So if you need, yes, Renee, I love Eric Thomas too. So if you need somebody that's had a complete turnaround and can speak to your soul and your heart, Billy Allsbrook is another good one that's on YouTube. But I'm giving y'all the free resources because a lot of times people are like, I can't afford to go buy a bunch of books. I'm just getting started. I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have that. These are all free, y'all. This is free. Sorry, I got a Great Dane over here trying to chime in. This is all free resources. Literally, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type in their name, and you can pull up any of their things, and it is going to blow your mind, okay? And that is what you need when you are trying to get your mindset right. You need something that's going to shake you up and get you out of your comfort zone and get you out of that fear and just... let me tell you, I don't recommend listening to like Eric Thomas at night. Y'all, I listened to Eric Thomas at one night, and I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning because I was so fired up and had so many ideas. So I ended up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. So don't watch him at night. Watch them during the day. That's just my little switch tip of the night, okay? The other one I recommend is, if you're a Christian, is Pastor Michael Todd with Transformation Church. He has some incredible series like Crazy Faith and Planted Not Buried and stuff like that. And a lot of those principles can apply to your business. They are life principles, obviously, but they can also apply to your business. Pastor Michael Todd with Transformation Church is absolutely amazing. The other one that's really good, again, if you're a Christian, is Real Talk Kim. She is freaking hilarious. She's a white lady with real short blonde hair. She likes to tell people that she's white, but she's black, but she cracks or something like that. She's super funny, but she has some great things to kind of help people get over. Maybe you've been divorced, or maybe you've been in a situation where you were beat down or whatever. You're trying to come back up out of that. She's got a great story herself where she was making like, I don't know how many figures and went back down and having to move in with her parents and stuff like that. And so she really talks about kind of overcoming all of those life changes that a lot of times go through. And her name is, it's Real Talk Kim, and her name is Kim Pothier, I think is how you say her last name. It's Pothier, for those of y'all that are taking notes. The other thing I recommend you watching on YouTube, okay, it is something called The Strangest Secret, and it's by Earl Nightingale. And it's a challenge to listen to it every day for 30 days. And it's old. It's like from like, I don't know, it was pre-recorded. It's got like a black and white screen. It's that old, okay? It's like from like I don't even know how old it is, y'all, but it's powerful. It's absolutely powerful. And he talks about the strangest secret and how like some people find success and some people don't. Okay, like what it is, because none of us have anything special. Nobody is doing anything any differently that you couldn't do. So why do some of us succeed and some of us don't? And he taps into some of those things. And it's Earl Nightingale, and it's called The Strangest Secret. It's about 30 minutes long. And the challenge is to listen to it every day for 30 days, and it will change your business and your life. Okay. Some actual books. For those of you guys that like to read, I listen to these on Audible, so they are available on Audible. Some of the books that I highly recommend for you guys. Number 1 is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. The 5-second rule, she talks about how the brain works, and it actually takes 5 seconds for your brain to start trying to protect you and talk you out of a decision that you want to do for yourself. So like, let's say for instance, you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. Or you're walking by the gym and you think to yourself, I need to go to the gym. Your brain will start telling you all the reasons why you don't need to go to the gym right now. What if you get hurt? What if you do this? What if you do that? The 5-second rule is absolutely amazing, and it takes 5 seconds for your brain, and this is science, okay? This is a little sciencey, but it legitimately takes 5 seconds for your brain to start trying to talk you out of doing something. And she has this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You count down. It even starts with like how you get up in the morning and quit hitting that snooze button, okay? Because the only way to maximize your time is to get up earlier in the day, right? Like I homeschool. I'm a mom of 3. My husband works out of town. And like I only have so many hours in the day. If I don't get up early, like a lot of stuff is not going to get done. So she talks about how you need to activate your prefrontal cortex within 5 seconds to make that decision to do it. So when you're thinking about messaging somebody, message them right away, because it'll take 5 seconds for your brain to tell you, no, don't message them right now. No, maybe they won't want this. They're probably going to tell you no, or all of those things, because your brain is legitimately trying to protect you from rejection and hurt and pain and all of those things, right? So the moment you think to yourself, ooh, when somebody pops into your mind, and I do that, I've learned to do this. When somebody pops into your mind, like you haven't thought about this person in forever, and somebody pops into your mind, I immediately message that person. To me, that's the universe telling me this person needs to talk to you right now. I immediately message that person every single time, because how random is that for somebody to just pop into your mind that you haven't even talked to in I don't know how long? Y'all, something is at work there. That's all I'm saying. So 5-second rule will start teaching you to act on those impulses to help you grow in your business and in your life, okay? Renee, you're too funny. One of the other books is Chop Wood and Carry Water. This is a great book about teaching the repetitiveness of the things you have to do every single day. Teaches consistency. And it's a great book. It's a simple read, but it's simple principles and practices that we should all do every single day. Because how many times have you been having a bad day and the last thing you want to do was follow up with anybody, or you didn't feel like making a post on Facebook, or you really know you need to go live but you just don't feel like it, or all of those things, all of those consistent daily IPAs, income producing activities, that is required of us in our businesses to succeed, right? There are many times where I just don't feel like it, but you got to show up and do it anyway. Chop Wood and Carry Water by Josh Metcalf teaches those principles and those practices and why it's important to show up for yourself consistently every single freaking day. Okay, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I'm going to go through a couple of these and then I'm going to take some questions if y'all have some. Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And Go Givers, with the authors are Bob Berg and John Mann. Now, if you are not offended by colorful language, there's 3 other books I recommend, which is 10X, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Relentless by Tim S. Grover. And Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt. Okay, so enough about that. The reason why I recommend those books is because, like I said, those books and the YouTube and the Fearless Motivation absolutely changed my life and my business. Y'all, the biggest thing, you cannot control anything else. You can't control when a customer signs up. Hey, stop. You can't control when a customer signs up. You can't control when somebody decides to join your team. You can't control if somebody decides to quit. You can't control if a customer decides to never order again. There's so many things that you cannot control, but the one thing you have complete control over is your mind. What you do with that is going to be the most important thing you do in your day, okay? If you have a cup of coffee, whatever your cup is filled with is what's going to spill out, right? It's what's going to spill out. If your cup is full of coffee, tea, positivity, negativity, love, hate, anger, frustration, happiness, joy, whatever you are filling your cup up with, that is what is going to pour out of you. And you have got to find such a confidence in yourself, in these products, in your business, in your life, that is going to help change not only your life, but somebody else's. So often we think our dreams are about us. Our dreams are not about us. Our dreams, when we go and achieve them, create the path for somebody else to go do the same thing. That, my friend, is where your true legacy is. And until you get control of your mind, you will never be able to see or have that come to fruition for yourself, okay? The most powerful tool you have is your mind, but it is also your weakest link. So you have got to constantly, daily, be working out that mind, okay? So hopefully you guys found value in this. I know I went through this super fast. The replay will obviously be in here for you guys to check it out later. Tag your teams in, or if you just need a swift kick in the rear one day, you're feeling low, down, or blue, whatever, come back and check out this live, y'all. I know for a fact, because I've done it myself, I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, the moment you master this, you'll find success in your business. I'm Erika-Michelle Best. I love y'all. I hope y'all are crushing your end of the month goals. Cannot wait to see some of you next month at conference, and I'll chat with you later. Bye.